Hi Wes, happy 40th birthday. I hope you have the best day ever, and I hope you eat all the tortilla chips that you want.
Wes Sullivan, happy 40th, bro. Man, I praise God for His grace in you. So many things come to my mind. One thing that comes to my mind is that annual staff retreat at Shaco when we would go down and play basketball. It was like the only time I ever played basketball during the year. And my sole aim when we got down there was to make sure I was on your team. Because one, you just kind of pass it in the middle and you get the job done. Or two, I would never have to guard you that way. So on a much more serious note, what comes to my mind when I think about God's grace in you is the kindness, the gentleness, the caring spirit of Christ that is evident in you, your intentionality in the way you love people, not just students. Like when I saw these things in the way you serve alongside me, you serve alongside others, and then yes, the way you serve with the Spirit of Christ, students, and along those lines. Wes, I was thinking about what I would say to you, and the main thing that came to my mind was the fruit of year after year after year, you pouring your life and helping students come to know Jesus and walk with Jesus. Wes, I'm sure you've seen fruit from that, but I want to encourage you in a fresh way today. Don't underestimate for a second all the fruit that you have not seen. And there's no way you could see this side of heaven of pouring into all those students year after year. And the fruit of that in all kinds of ways, all around the world. So, Wes, I praise God for His grace in you. And I join the throng of people who are saying to you today, happy
Hey Wes, happy birthday. I cannot believe you're 40. I also can believe you're 40 because you've kind of always been an old man, but you know, you're officially now an old man. So anyways, but I was thinking of some stories that I thought that just came off the top of my head, just kind of thinking through just the past years of our friendship together. And I wrote some of them down, so I would like to share them with you. But actually, you know, our friendship started a little bit before you even knew it did. Whenever you were Big Wes back in the day, and I came to Brook Hills, I was visiting because I was working for Student Life, and all I remember about you was you were so jolly. You were walking around in Crocs. I think they were like camo Crocs, and I just remember thinking, that is a big man. And you just had these big old cheeks and you just were smiling and you were like, hey girl, you know, you had no idea who it was, but you, of course, you were acting like you did. And that's how you are with everyone, so friendly. But I remember that being the first time that I remember meeting you. And then whenever I actually interviewed at Brook Hills and met you, I was like, they have two Wes's? Like, didn't even realize it was you because you had obviously already lost like 1,000 pounds by then or something. It was just nuts. But I remember just laughing, thinking, what is the world? They seem so similar, but there must be two Wes's. This is not the same guy. It was just crazy. Another story I remember is whenever you asked me and Hannah to house sit at your house, and you had all these rules for us, a 2-page written document typed out on your cabinets to tell us what all needed to be done. And it was, you know, you need to feed the dog, you know, but the dog can't eat too fast because it's got this weird little feeding thing that it eats out of. And then, you know, I think we were also watching a neighbor's dog or something, which is totally like you. And then the we had to water all of your plants, your apple trees, your blueberry trees, all the flowers, everything. And you gave us a song to sing, which would be the appropriate amount of length of the song to be able to water the plants for how much they need to be watered. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. And saying, at this point, you need to count to 30 when you water it, blah, blah, blah. Well, we did it for most of the plants, but, obviously those 2 plants on your porch died because we forgot about those. There's also your crazy cat who, in the middle of the night, I hear this thumping against the door, and I realize that I've locked the cat out of this room and it's supposed to sleep in here. And so the cat is literally throwing himself against the door. And then in the middle of the night, it's like walking on my face, walking on my chest. I wake up thinking I can't breathe, and it's literally the cat just walking on top of me. So that was an interesting visit at your house that we had. I think about the times we were at the gym and you clearly weren't listening to the instructions and doing stuff before you were supposed to, and everyone's just like, that's Wes. Or the time that you drew on the lines of the ground to be able to mark during the competition where you needed to do your burpees, even though no one else in the entire gym needed to do that, but apparently you did. Or the time that we went to Atlanta and Mackenzie asked if you could put ranch on your salad plate just for you to try it. And you told her no like 5 times and she still did it. And you lost it. And then I lost it. That was just an interesting weekend. I think about the times that you, every time in worship, in student worship, you scream and you're like, yeah, yeah. And then instead of, it being an encouraging thing, everyone's turning around distracted, wondering what's happening from the back of the room. But everyone knows by now it's just Wes, he's worshiping. And the time when you were at camp and you were singing at the top of your lungs to You Are Worthy, and you were on Instagram Live, and so everyone heard you screeching with your voice. It was hilarious. We were all dying laughing. I think of the homemade biscuits that you think are better than my mom's, that they're not, that your mom thinks her biscuits are better than mine, but we all know whose biscuits are better, and those are ours. I think about the time you told me about your best girlfriends who had big ankles and a hairy upper lip, and so you broke up with them, and you said you don't want to date a girl with big ankles, and then you dated Danielle and married her, and of course she's like the smallest thing on the planet. I think of doing announcements together and always having so much fun doing that, doing ministry together. Wes, you're like a brother to me, and I just want to thank you for welcoming me into your family, for caring for me, for being a good friend. Some of my favorite memories in ministry have been in Birmingham with you and our team and with your family, and I'm just so thankful for our time together. And one of the saddest parts of leaving Birmingham was leaving you guys, and I am sad about that, but I'm also thankful that the Lord gave us the time in ministry in Birmingham that we did have, and I'm just grateful for your friendship. I truly am grateful, and I just pray that the Lord continues to cross our paths in ministry in the years to come. So happy birthday. Cody and I love you guys and are thankful for you.